EJ Boxing Live here. EJ Boxing Live here.
EJ Boxing Live here, looking at this historical picture between John L. Sullivan, the Boston Strong Boy, and the Galveston Giant, Jack Johnson. Here having a handshake, and there was a lot of things said at the time between John L. Sullivan and Jack Johnson. John L. Sullivan had the most famous words, "I'll never fight a black man, and I never will." And Jack Johnson was all about basically integrating black people into society, and he felt like he deserved the shot at the heavyweight title, and he did. He chased off Tommy Burns and got the top. And when he beat Tommy Burns, John L. Sullivan sent on the news report to Jack, sent the news article when Jack London interviewed him. He said, "Shame on Tommy Burns for ever fighting black fire. Shame on you." And but this fight here, they're shaking his hands, and this fight was pre Jim Jeffries. Jim Jeffries was the former heavyweight champion, and basically they couldn't get obviously with Jack Johnson. Jackson beat what's his name again? Tommy Burns, and basically the reason why this picture was took in Nevada, and I think this picture was a kind of ironic, I'm gonna say ironic, kind of sarcastic handshake. I'll explain. John L. Sullivan, will say there was a thing to get obviously a guy to beat Jack Johnson, to get the belt back to America, so they said at the time. So Jack London, the editor, news reporter, whatever, went to the alfalfa farm of Jim Jeffries and said, "You need to wipe the golden smile." The reason why golden smile, because Jack Johnson had gold teeth, so you need to wipe the golden smile off Jack Johnson's face. And so they convinced him, Jack London, other sports reporters, to come out of retirement to beat Jack Johnson. Jim Jeffries also beat Gentleman Jim Corbett, and he helped in the preparation for him beating Jack Johnson. And John L. Sullivan, in the picture of us here, helped out. He was basically come to back him up. Obviously, they're former champions, former world heavyweight champions. In fact, John L. Sullivan was the first champion, obviously, of the Queensberry rules with gloves. Actually, he was a bare knuckle champion. Went how many rounds with Jake Kilrain? I think they went at 40 something rounds. And it was the last bare knuckle great fight, and that was epic fight before John L. Sullivan losing to Gentleman Jim Corbett, who lost to Bob Fitzsimmons, and Bob Fitzsimmons lost to Jim Jeffries. Anyway. So this handshake here was more or less to Jim Jeffries, more or less John Sullivan saying, this handshake here shows that obviously he was a good champion, but you're going to lose to Jim Jeffries. And it was like, and Jack Johnson smiling, "No, I won't." Look, and John L. Sullivan's like, "Yeah, you will. You're not going to win this fight." And they all believed at the time, John L. Sullivan. And also as well, John L. Sullivan got no respect. Look how wide John L. Sullivan is. He's obviously, you can see he's a big guy. He has a massive hands and stuff like that. I would have loved to see them two fight. It would have been an epic fight. But ultimately, in my opinion, right, the fighting machine of Jack Johnson would have overcome him, but it wouldn't have been easy, because in them days they done like 50 rounds and stuff like that. Jack Johnson would have been fine with it, but end of the day, he's not no weak guy. He's a strong man. The Boston Strong Boy is John L. Sullivan, and I'd love to see that fight. But basically, I was coming over the handshake. The handshake is more or less out of to show that they've got no bad blood. But as you can see in the picture, John L. Sullivan's people, they're smiling at this sarcastic look about them, and it's like then, and you can see Jack Johnson's people like, "Man, I wonder if this guy's gonna say anything." And yeah, man, I was wondering in this picture, it was like Jack Johnson always used to smile, and John L. Sullivan ain't smiling nothing. He don't like Jack Johnson. He don't like him one iota. Is that let me see in the background. No, I thought that might be a policeman. He don't like him one iota. He don't believe no black man should ever hold the belt, and that's what he believed, and that's the way it was, man, in them days. But hey, Jack Johnson beat Jeffries, and people were just shocked. They didn't know what to do with themselves, and it broke a lot of things that day. But John L. Sullivan, man, he would I tell you what, man, I'd have loved to see that fight if they happened. So that's my take on it. What do you guys think? I'm EJ Boxing Live. Leave your comments in the comment section. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
DJ Boxing Live here. DJ Boxing Live here.